Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. Now, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. Now, if you're listening to any of this on our audio platforms, please give us a 5-star rating. Please download this episode and more episodes in the future. I'm excited because I have my very first trio of 2024 on. I want to introduce them individually. Let me start with Sloane Siegel. He was part of the Gotham Knights video game and also was on Prime Video's Gortimer Gibbon's Life on Normal Street. I also want to welcome David Bloom. He was on Disney Plus's American-Born Chinese and ABC The Goldbergs. And rounding out this trio is the fabulous singer and guitarist Isaac Cohen. Together, this trio is known as Icyday. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It's nice to meet all of you. Thank you so much for putting time in your schedules to chat with me today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you
we
for having us on.
Yeah, we're glad to be here.
All right. So I want to know the origin story. So how did all three of you meet?
Well, it really started with me because I met Sloane and Isaac both around the same time. I met Sloane maybe a decade ago.
11, 12?
Maybe,
I think we were 11 when we met, yeah.
Sloane and I really became, I know you mentioned Gortimer Gibbon's Life on Normal Street. That's really where we became close friends. We were both on that show and we both just like spent so much time with each other and everything. And Isaac and I met in freshman year of high school. we were friends, but we also had to be in the same tent for our 9th grade camping trip.
Yeah,
that's how you become friends, right?
But about 2-3 years ago, I introduced the two of them, and we all have this love for music, and we decided that we've all tried to write music individually, but let's kind of try to write music together. And it started to really work and kind of came together better than it ever had before in a more realistic way. So we just our friendship kind of grew from that even.
Yeah, we kind of decided once we wrote a couple of songs, we were like, oh, this is really special. This is a sound that isn't out there. This is something that we think people should hear. And that's when we were like, you know what, let's just form a band and make more.
Yeah, and it's really fun to just work with, my favorite people in the world every day, just work on the new songs. It's always a blast.
I totally agree. Once you have it, I have had friendships that I've known since I was a kid, and I have long, over 20 years of friendship with some of my friends.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I can't wait till we've known each other for 20 years. We've already known each other for over a decade. I was like, I can't imagine 2 decades. You must know every single thing about your friends at that point.
Another decade? That's how old I'm 2 decades old, so that's crazy.
All righty, guys. So how did you guys come up with the name Icyday?
Well,
Isaac,
you want to answer it?
Yeah, Isaac,
I can answer it. It's basically just a combination of all of our names. The I is for Isaac, the C is for Siegel, which is Sloane's last name, and Day is for David. And it kind of sounds cool when you put it together. And it took us a long time to try and find a name.
Everything's already
taken.
Yeah, it's very hard to name a band. A lot.
That's the hardest part. That and naming the album.
It might be one of the hardest parts.
Yeah.
Sure, you can, get the software and you can write the music and everything, but try to name the band? No. I envy people who can just be their name.
Yeah. But technically it is our name. So
yeah.
We found a way.
But I guess we are our name in some way.
And guys, don't worry, because other people have had success with that. NSYNC is a good example of that.
Hey, exactly right.
There you go.
All righty, guys. So what have been some of the challenges that you guys have faced breaking into the music industry, and how have you guys started to work on overcoming those obstacles?
I think the biggest challenge is just getting the music heard. It's sort of a marketing industry now. It's all about promotion. It's all about how you get your sound out there. It's how you get the most amount of ears to hear it. And it's about getting the attention for the music and for the band. I mean, that's been the most difficult thing. And to overcome it, it's just we're posting on all of our socials every day. We're doing wonderful interviews with people such as yourself. We're doing the best we can with all the resources we have to get our music out there, get it heard by just about everybody. And it's really just not even just a waiting game, but it's about putting in the work constantly every single day just to make sure we get out there, because the algorithm is a very hard beast to tame. And so, you can do all the right stuff, you can do all the things people have done before, but it doesn't make it an easier process. It's still just as difficult. But we believe in our sound enough, we believe in our music enough. We know that people will like it as long as they get to hear it. So we're not worried about whether people will like it. We're just worried about getting them to hear it in the first place, you know?
And we have so much fun doing it anyway. So the fact that we can even take it to this next level and promote it and have it out and finish it is like a bonus on top of just getting to spend time with my friends and make music. And it's interesting because we are just starting out. Like, this is really our second song that we just have
Our
out.
second song just came out. Yeah, the 16th. Yeah.
So we're brand new, and I feel like a lot of the times when you start something, you're expecting to just have it hit immediately, have it work immediately, have it just be everything immediately. And it takes a lot of time and patience, and you got to play the game, you got to put all the work and effort into it. It's so much work, and I feel like if you just keep doing that, eventually you just kind of grow, hopefully exponentially. But just, I mean, the fact that I can just do this in general, and we can even be in this position talking to you, talking with them, talking about music that we made, that we have out, that's just a plus to me, honestly.
Also, we would have a way harder time without you, David, because David does all of our graphics and everything. He does he puts together all the videos, he puts together all the graphics, the covers. Like David is doing a lot of work constantly in order to get our music seen and heard and to look pretty, And so it's like, once again, one of the things you don't even really think about when you make a band or when you put music out is like, oh, well, how are we going to make it look? How are we going to make it enticing for people to want to hear or see? And so it's like David does so much work for the band when it comes to that. But
it's hard enough to just be a musician, but then to have to know the social media game and understand all of that and how to promote yourself. It's like, you just got to get more and more skills each and every day.
Absolutely. And the thing is, speaking of social media, right now, as of this recording, and more recently, Universal Music Group removed its entire music library from TikTok due to contract disputes. So, in your humble opinion, how will this decision help the Icyday grow its fan base?
I mean, really, I feel like, we all just are happy to be here in general. Like, we're just happy to be just a part of the conversation of people with music out there. And so, I know there's a lot of disputes when it comes to UMG and TikTok and everything. I mean, we're just grateful to be here. So, we're not trying to step on anybody's toes or trying to jump anybody with an opportunity now. So it's just
it's not really about who's on or off a platform that we're on. It's more just about, we're happy for the attention we do get for the music. So, no matter what the platform is.
Yeah, no matter who's on there, no matter what other songs, I feel like part of this industry is just connecting with more and more people and building more and more people up. And I feel like that's been one of my favorite parts, is meeting people who are in similar positions as us, or meeting people who are years down the line from us, who have been able to find success, who are still looking for that major breakout. And it's like, to just be, talk with them, be close with them, just kind of support one another, I think is in almost any creative industry, is one of the most important parts. And it is so joyful to be able to, hey, I'll listen to your music, you listen to my music, hey, we can do this together, or hey, let's make a song together or something. And it just it's more joyful than it is stressful or competitive or anything. So I truly want to see everybody succeed, including us, but I want to see just everybody succeed in the best way possible.
It's more of a collaborative process than anything.
Of course.
Yeah, and we're just excited for everyone to hear the music, because a big reason as to why we make music is because we love the feeling that we get when we get to hear music, and we want others to experience that when they get to listen to our music.
I totally agree. And besides, the more people that listen to your music, the bigger your platform grows, and you can have potential collaborators. And We'll get to potential collaborators in a minute, but first we got to talk about your music. So let's start with your very first single, Open Up. And I would love to hear the story behind that.
Yeah, I mean, that song really started with, we all have a unique and different way of how we write each song. And this one came in, I brought in 3 or 4 chords that I liked and a drum beat that I had in my head. And we sat down with it. We got it in the program, in the software. And then we just kind of started playing with lyrics and what is this song about? And it started to formulate. And here's the verse, and here's how the chorus kind of changes, and here's a pre-chorus, and here's where the music drops out and comes back in. And the first lyrics we wrote for the song were Open Up. And that was the first part we said, and we're like, oh, we really like that. Let's keep going. And it slowly started to become this song about acceptance and love and getting to know somebody and letting somebody in unconditionally. And it really wasn't until the last part of the chorus that we knew, okay, this is exactly what this song's about. This is what we want to keep going with. And that's when the second verse and the bridge kind of came in. And I feel that we've been able to create a groovy type dance, relaxing song that
With a little bit of romance,
yeah, with a little bit of romance. To watch it grow is something that I'm just so proud of, compared to 2 years ago when it was just demo versions on Logic. So the fact
It really
that
does take a life of its own. Like it becomes its own entity entirely.
so it's so wonderful to see it out and to hear people's wonderful responses to it. And just, I mean, I couldn't be prouder of these guys.
That's amazing. And I gotta say this. Well, before we got on our call, I was listening to Love Isn't Fair. It's fabulous. And when you guys got to the chorus, I was like, I can hear a little bit of Night Changes from One Direction there, just a little kick.
That's good. That's good. Any comparison to our music is good. Like whenever people hear our song and think of another established artist, that makes us happy because it's like, oh, we sound like good music.
Yeah, sound like good music. One Direction put out some amazing music.
That's some great music. Yeah.
Anything like any of those guys, then now anything is like, it's a compliment.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you guys have an incredible opportunity ahead of you because coming pretty soon, you guys have one more song, and that will be featured on Netflix's film Rock Bottom.
Yeah. Well, we're not sure if the film is going to Netflix. We're pretty sure. But, with distribution and everything until the film's out, to be safe, it's still in the movie, but we don't know where the movie is going to be distributed just yet. But yeah, we got it in a movie. It was really fun. It was actually the demo version of the song. So it was before we re-recorded a lot of things. It was more of the Logic Pro version of the song than it was the actual finished mix and master. So it would be really fun to hear the movie, right? Oh, we'll see the movie and hear the song in the film and hear the comparisons because the final version of the song is unbelievable. Like it's probably my favorite song on the entire album. And it like there's so much production thanks to Isaac. I mean, Isaac does some incredible work and magic when it comes to production. And you'll hear that all in that song. And so that song will come out March 8th as well. Just so you know, and when it's in the movie, it'll be fun to listen to them together and hear the differences. But yeah,
I gotta say that's incredible because the thing is, it's amazing you guys are getting featured in this one because I was looking at Rock Bottom and like, wow, it's a really good movie. And if you guys had a song to be featured in this movie, I think that song basically is it.
It's really wonderful. I mean, just the opportunity itself is really great, and to hear it in a movie setting because we have a couple of other songs that are good for film. Like "Love Isn't Fair" is a fantastic example of a song that could very easily be put in multiple films, TV. Like that's a really good song for licensing. And so to hear our song in it and to see it with the scene and to see it sort of enhance other people's art, I think that's incredible. Especially like you said, like with the people that are in the film, the people that made the film. I mean, they're all very well-established actors and creators. But yeah.
And I don't know if any of us really expected to even get a song into any movie, especially like one of our first songs.
Yeah, before it was even done.
Yeah. So it's just really a great opportunity. We're really just excited to see it, and we hope everyone enjoys just the demo version in that movie, but then the full version when it comes out.
And that's so cool. So I got to talk to you guys. Have you guys thought about your dream collaborators? Like, do you want to work with other groups, the songwriters, the recording artists, producers, musicians? And if you have those names, how would they enhance Icyday's sound?
We would love to work with Lindsay Lomas. She's one of our favorite artists. We love every single song she has ever put out. We went to her concert when she came to LA. Like, we love Lindsay Lomas. And I feel like if we were to do a song with her, it would be the perfect collaboration of styles. Like, her style inspired us a lot with many of our songs. And I think in order, like, doing a duet, right? That would be so cool. That's like our number one collaborator.
That's like a dream. Honestly, that's like, I don't care what the song is. I don't care who sings, when, how. Like, that's just like, we're over the moon, such big fans of hers. So like, that's probably
hopefully one day.
I'd say.
A lot of times in our podcast, a lot of people speak it out, and so hopefully, now that it's out in the universe, hopefully Lindsay is watching or listening to this.
I hope so, man. We make a song together. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. So we got to talk about we got to talk about social media. So what are some of your platforms that you love interacting with the fans or have had some really good conversations or strong feedback from?
I mean, our favorite, I want to say, is Instagram.
Yeah.
It's great for just kind of interacting with fans, talking to people, being able to put things out, whether it's a story, whether it's a post, a reel. It makes it super easy, and it's been really good to us so far. TikTok's also been good. TikTok's also great. I mean, there's such a history of so many musicians being able to grow on TikTok, and I feel like where we are now in 2024, making music, to have all these, like, think about it: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. So many social media, even more than I've just mentioned, and all the
music world right now,
we're so lucky to be able to put our music on all of these platforms, and just like, God forbid one doesn't work, maybe another one will, or maybe they both do, or maybe neither do, but you're still better off than just like taking your CD into a record store and saying, hey, can you put this out for sale? So
although I do go into places, restaurants and coffee shops and stuff, and I ask them to play the song. I'm like,
yeah,
hey, we just released this. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah,
like,
but now they can go on Spotify or Apple Music or Pandora or something and type it in, instead of being like, hey, here's my record. If you have a player back there, I'd love for you to spin it.
Yeah, it was funny. But one of my favorite things my girlfriend taught me was like, she was like, why don't we just call radio stations and ask them to play the song and see what happens? And so we took a night where we just called radio stations to see if we could get them to play it.
And were you guys successful with that?
Yeah. One of them played it. I think it was, oh goodness gracious, I think it was 104.2 or something. I can't remember the exact. We called so many, but it was.
And also, by the way, you guys can say, if you guys have a ongoing playlist, please consider adding this to our playlist, because I think right now there are a lot more people that want playlists versus physical copy.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Yeah, we love seeing what playlists we pop up in as well. Like seeing the song get added to a playlist is really cool, because then we get to hear their mix as well. And we hear other artists that we sound maybe similar to, or that it's like I like hearing what people put next to us.
Absolutely, I totally agree. So, guys, if you have any, ready, second last question. So here is the second to last question. If you had the opportunity to meet with bands who are also who are in the middle of launching or starting to begin the steps to launch, what advice would you share with them?
It's a good one. I would say, like, for promotional stuff, definitely, watch videos on the internet, try to find like the best ways of promoting your songs and promoting your music. As for just creating the music, I would say just stay consistent with it, because it's really tough. Like, people see the outcome, they see the result, but they don't really know like all the work that goes into it. So it's really just about like keep staying with it, don't give up, like always believe in what you're doing, and and just keep going.
Yeah. I think be confident in what you're making. Music is subjective, art is subjective. Just because, if somebody doesn't like the style, somebody's going to love the style. So just own your sound, own what you love to make, own what you sound like, and have confidence in that, because if that's going to be the most authentic creation you're going to make, it's going to be the best one you're going to make. And if you just, like Isaac said, stay consistent, stay working, just put in the time, even if you do get discouraged, just don't physically stop with the process, and you'll get to a point where you're going to look back and say, I cannot even believe we're here. Even if it's just having a mix done, having a demo done, it's such a rewarding feeling to watch, as you're like, wow, we started from not having any of this and now look what we have. So just stay consistent, and it's honestly mostly positive.
Awesome, guys. I think you have some really good advice. I really hope a lot of people listen to that advice. All righty. So last question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We are.
All righty, guys. Where can they find Icyday on social media, and where can they listen to your music?
Social media is on Instagram, Twitter. It's at Icyday Music. On TikTok, it's at Icyday. And then music anywhere where you can listen to music. We're Icyday, Apple Music, Spotify. I mean, I could sit here for an hour and just list every single music platform, but any of them, that's where we are.
Yeah, Pandora, Deezer, everything.
YouTube,
just name them. Just start naming them.
Awesome. So, guys, if you missed an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, visit our channels on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podchaser, and Spreaker. Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar, JacoBelyachar. Now, are you on social media? Was I'm on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. Jacob Elyachar, JacoBelyachar. And guys, want to know who won AGT Fantasy League? What's going on with the Masked Singer? And also find out what my take is on Icyday and all these incredible artists that are featured on my new music reviews. Head to the blog that started it all, jakes-shake.com. Once again, jakes-shake.com. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure to speak with you. I am so thrilled for you guys. I have a feling that this is the first of many conversations to come.
We hope so. Thank you so much.
You as well. Oh,
alrighty.
Yeah. Your website, you reviewed our song.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait to read that. I got to read that right after this.
Yeah, I got to read that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.
Take care. Thank you.